This is Roominate, a roommate finder for Bruins. So our objective was that many students have had a hard time finding roommates, matching their living preferences, and especially with the high population of students at UCLA. So we looked at other examples online, like Roombl, and found that these solutions were not um, that useful as they were luck dependent, and it was hard to find the exact roommates you wanted, depending on like what specifications you wanted. So what our website aims to do is to solve this by allowing users to freely explore like a list of other people looking for roommates, while also filtering out the ones um, they want versus the ones they don't want based on complex filters. So to make this, we used Next.js and Tailwind CSS for the front end. The next slide. And for the back end, we used Express.js, Prisma ORM, and MongoDB Atlas.
And for our backend, we divided our components into routes and controllers. We had 7 components: authentication, group, housing, invite, preference, request, and user. And we used the Prisma schema for our database. And we had models for preferences, housing, requests, invites, and users and groups. And users and groups also had relational fields, user preferences, user preference relation, user housing preference relation, and groups also had similar relational fields.
And now for our features. Firstly, authentication. So on the front end side, the user is met with a sign up and login page. Um, for these pages, they're given a form that they fill out with either at least their email and username or a password and some other data for when they register. And then submitting this, they send a request to the backend, which if you go to the next page, so you can see here the workflow is the front end will send a request to the backend upon registering and logging in, and then the backend will generate a hashed password or compare the password you try to use to log in with the one stored in the database, and then it generates a JSON web token upon a successful authentication, which it sends in the response back to the front end, which the front end then stores in HTTP only cookies to be used later on.
So for displaying the homepage and dynamic data, we created a page where you have reactive buttons to switch between roommate and group searching. This allows us to load the roommate and group data from the backend servers, showing all the potential roommates that you can see under the users tab, and then all the potential groups that you can join, and for groups to request for users to join their group on the group tab. And also we have a sidebar component with filtering options that can display roommate cards and group cards with clickable cards that you can go to view their profiles, while also filtering through your preferences for both. And then searching through server-side data, we have a search by query that allows you to search for other roommates that you know could be on the app by name, and then also an applying to filter button that takes in parts of the schema for the users and the groups and their housing and living preferences with things such as gender, year, living preferences, and the specific dorms that they're trying to live in, and applying those filters to show you roommates that would be good matches for you.
So for our user profile and settings, we receive data through post request by user ID from the backend, and then we display the information in organized sections with a scroll bar in order to display all the information relevant to the user. And we have a delete account button that does a cascading delete on the database to delete the user's account.
Yeah, so this is the group view. It displays the name, description, roommates, and relevant details along with group preferences. So in order to join a group, a user can invite another user, and then when they accept the invite in their inbox, they are added to the group, and then the group view is updated with them inside.
And for unique features that we had for the app, first we had filtering for users and groups based on preferences for housing, gender, and year. And this is just better fit you with potential roommates and groups that we think could match you better.
We also have an inbox, which shows you the history of pending, accepted, and rejected invites, which are from groups to users, and requests, which go from users to groups.
And then we display group profile and individual user profiles to see what preferences they have and some info about their bio.
And finally, we have enabled users to edit and deactivate their account. And next up, we have a live demo of our project.
All right, so now we are going to demo our project. So this is the root page, which displays some basic information about our app. And then if you press get it started, it will route you to a login page. So if you try to log in with an invalid login, it will say incorrect valid username or password. And you also have the option to sign up, which is what I will be doing right now. So let's say Benson at gmail.com, some password, year of college, major, and then gender. So once you press make an account, this sends a request to the backend, which creates your account in the database. And if you look in the cookies, you will see that it was secured using a JWT token, which is displayed right here. So once you make your account, it will route you to a preferences page where you can enter information about yourself. So you can enter a bio, interests, housing selections, and then you can put roommate preferences and their importance to you. So I'm just going to select some random stuff right now. Okay. And then when you press complete profile, it will send another post. It will send a request to the database that will update your profile to include this information. So if you go to the profile page up here, you can see that everything we put is now on here. So you have Benson, year 4, undeclared male, and all our roommate preferences right here. So as you can see in this user profile section, we can also choose to edit our profile or delete our account. So if you delete your account, it will perform a cascading delete in the backend, which will delete the account in the backend. And if you press edit profile, it will take you to this page right here, where you can re-enter information such as, let's say, interests, rep requests. If you add that, and then you can select new housing selections and new roommate options. And now this will update your profile. So once you update your profile, as you can see, if I go back to the settings page, it has updated to fit my new options. So if we go back to here, this is our homepage. So we'll now explain our homepage.
Yeah, so on the left side, there is a filter sidebar where you can search by name. And then if you enter a name and apply filter, then you'll be able to find that user. You can also click on preferences or multiple preferences in order to narrow your search even farther. So here it is. So you can search by housing, gender, and year as well. In the same fashion, you can also go to the group tab where it's going to show every single available group and then their name, preferences, and users. So right now on my own side, I am logged into an account where I'm going to invite this new account to the group. So I just invited them. In the inbox soon or later, yep, there should be invites. You can either join or reject it. So let's say we join it. Okay, in the groups now, that group should have Benson in it. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Right. So now you also have the option to look at user profiles. When you click on their user profile, you can see the information they have, and then you have the option to invite them to a group, which is what Kenny did right there. Right now, it does not let me because I'm currently in the same business user, so it will not let me because I'm already in the group. But you also have the option to, if you go to the groups tab, create a group here, and where you can enter a group name, a description, and a group size, and that'll let you create a group. Right now, it will not let me again because I'm already in a group. And yeah, that's basically our project. Thank you for watching, and yeah, I hope you get on Roominate.